All right, it looks like I am live. Good morning to you. All right, so we got some news today. A very popular Hollywood manager who actually has managed for the Kardashians and also Nicki Minaj and many others. She was found deceased in her trunk, and her boyfriend was actually arrested. All right, so I'm gonna get off into that, and I got a few other stories for you guys. So if you are coming in, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Please make sure you like, share, sub to the channel if you have not. And big shout out to the chat room. I'm gonna make sure I highlight you guys um as you come in, highlight the comments and stuff like that. Okay, so this came from the neighborhood talk, but I do also have a separate article as well. So her name is Angela Kunkowiski. So a very popular Hollywood manager that goes by the name of Angela Kunkowiski, she was found dead. This was after her boyfriend allegedly took her away from Earth. So this happened in their Hollywood. I don't know if it was their Hollywood home, but I do know it was in California. So her body was found in a trunk and she was passed. So the police ended up arresting her boyfriend, who goes by the name of Jason Barker. He arrested Jason for the murder, and her body was found in that trunk on the 23rd of December. Let's see, it was parked on the side of a street. It says Kunkowiski was reportedly missing just days before her body was found inside of that car. So this is what authorities said. And the authorities went on to say that Barker, he actually is to believe to tortured her. So he tortured her with a knife and then he ended up taking her life. So it looks like she was very popular amongst the elite in Hollywood. I'm dropping stuff over here. But yeah, she was very popular. She's worked with people such as the Kardashians, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, and Offset. So it looks like Baker is currently in the LA County jail with a $3.7 million bond. Kukowski has worked with, yeah, so she's worked with those celebrities. So yeah, he has a $3.7 million bond. So I don't know if he'll be making bond. That's a whole lot of money. If you do the math, you know. Okay, so I do have another article as well dealing with this situation. Hello and good morning to all of you out there. All right, so it says that Angela Kunkowiski, who went by the name of Angie, she's a Los Angeles-based business manager who's worked on the I think Boulevard Manager, and this was with the Woodland Hills. She's died, and it says that the officers actually said, let's see, she's 55 years old, and the cause of death appears to be homicide. According to the sources, at this point, the incident on December the 22nd in LA, the police ended up arresting the 49-year-old man who's Jason Barker. Okay, so this is identified as Jason Barker. Okay, so here this article says that he has a different bond. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing this and let me get off into this over here. You guys make sure you hit that thumbs up when you come in the building. I hope you guys are having a great and wonderful morning. Okay, so this is saying something different. Let me make sure you guys can see this right here. So, good morning, Coco. Welcome to the chat. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad to see you. It feel like it's been a long time, but I know it was Christmas Eve the last time I was here. And yeah, you guys, I've been in the gym. I've been busy. I've been trying to get myself together and everything. But you know, I'm gonna come here at least 3 lives a week, a few uploads and all that. Okay, so let me get off into this. Okay, so you guys know I just said that his bond was set at 3.7 million, but right here, let me make it maybe a little bigger. I'm gonna get myself off the screen right quick. Okay, so right here it actually says that the bond is set at 2 million. Okay, So yeah, the LA police they arrested the 49-year-old man, Jason Barker, who was held on a $2 million bond. Okay, so that's what Variety. So this is where I got this article from, Variety. Okay, so he was held on a $2 million bond according to the LA County inmate intake findings. And this was reported on December the 29th. The bail was raised. Okay, so they did raise it. They did raise it. Yes, I've been missing you too, Coco. So, okay, so they did raise it. So that's where that comes from. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of this story and I'm gonna get off into another story. Okay, as you guys know, there's a lot of dating apps out here nowadays. I just think when you decide to jump on these dating apps, you really have to use your discernment and please be careful out here while you're on these certain dating apps because there's a story here and I'm going to share this with you guys and I believe it came from the neighborhood talk, so shout out to the neighborhood talk. This was about a 23-year-old young lady who ended up meeting a guy on a dating app. And let's see what the name of this app is. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you and I'm going to let you guys listen to the news after I read it. Okay. Okay, so it says that the family they're looking for answers after the 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields. She was found deceased in her apartment earlier this month. So it happened on the 12th of December. That's actually the day before my oldest son's birthday. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the very entertaining and talented Milagro Grams. Shout out to Mob Radio. This girl here really she looks very similar to Milagro. I'm going to show you guys her picture. It'll pop up here in just a second. But getting off into this, okay, so it's saying, according to the News 12, Lauren was found unresponsive in her apartment on December the 12th. Her family says that she ended up meeting an older Caucasian man on a dating app called Bumble. He was the one that alerted the authorities. So the man that actually took this young lady's life ended up alerting the authorities as well. That is weird. That's weird. Okay, so he ended up taking her life. He alerted the authorities to let them know that she was deceased, I guess. So she ended up meeting him on Bumble. And let's see, it says at the moment the investigators have not made any comments about the incident. And it also says that the medical examiners they have not released the official cause of death. Lauren's brother, Lakeem Jitter, he ended up asking the authorities about the older Caucasian man. And they responded and told him that the man was very nice and they had no need to investigate him because he was nice. All right, so I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to let you guys listen to this article and shout out to the Shade Room for bringing this
as mysterious circumstances. The mother of 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields of Bridgeport says her family's world came crashing down 10 days ago when her daughter was found dead inside her apartment on Plymouth Street under what the family describes as mysterious circumstances. They say Lauren had met, quote, an older white man on the dating app Bumble, and it was he who alerted police to Lauren's death. The family says they are not satisfied with answers they got from an investigator.
I asked him about the guy. He just made it seem like the guy was a nice guy.
The medical examiner has not yet released the cause of death, and investigators aren't commenting. The mother of 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields of Bridgeport says her family's world came crashing down 10 days ago when her daughter was found dead inside her apartment on Plymouth Street under what the family describes as mysterious circumstances. They say Lauren had met, quote, an older white man on the dating app Bumble, and it was he who alerted police to Lauren's death. The family says they are not satisfied with answers they got from an investigator.
I asked him about the guy. He just made it seem like the guy was a nice guy.
The medical examiner has not yet released the cause of death, and investigators aren't commenting.
All right, so them not, it was just kind of strange to me the fact that they're not going to, and I'm going to get this off the screen here, okay? Okay, I think it's it's very, very suspicious that they're not asking anything as far as this case goes because they feel like the man was nice. Okay, I think if they had any kind of suspicion that he did something harmful to this lady, he should have immediately been took into custody. But most definitely, I'm pretty sure the young lady, God rest her soul, Lauren, I pretty much believe that her family is going to push this situation and perhaps probably get their own investigation going on. So that was a very, very sad story. I know out here, most single people, some people reach out on the dating apps for different reasons. Some people, they look for companionship. And then you have others who, probably look for other things, if you know what I mean. But looking at this situation, I just say everyone, whether you're male or female, you most definitely should be safe while patronizing these dating apps because it can be very dangerous. You never, ever, ever know who's exactly on the other side of that phone or that computer screen. So, most definitely use your discernment whenever you're moving around on these dating apps and different things like that. Okay, so I'm gonna get off into the next thing. These are actually some articles that I ended up seeing that kind of went viral. So some people ended up seeing um okay, so it was actually a woman, and if I'm not mistaken, she is what a person would call like a sexologist. I believe this is a person who like educates people on intimacy and sex and different things of that nature. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so she has some things to say. So what the article says is that beating up, beating the kitty up. So, a sexologist said that the Black community is too comfortable using violent language like murder the P to describe a intimacy act, an intimate act. So she just found it very, very odd that these violent terms will be used when it comes to sex and stuff like that. Okay, before I play this video, I just want to give you guys a forewarning. If you're underage, you may want to click off real quick because she's talking about some very, very graphic things. So if you don't like to hear stuff like that, I'm just gonna say get off for just a couple of minutes while this is playing because this is pretty graphic. So yeah, I warned you, YouTube, this is age restricted material right here. Probably gonna cut this out and post it on its own.
Let's see, like this whole area gets.
Why are you trying to beat me up? Why are you trying to murder me? I want to be very, very clear. The language by which we talk about sex in Black communities is disturbing. We talk about, oh, I'm finna beat it up. I'm going to shoot up the club. I'm going to murder the pussy. Why are we using violent language to describe an intimate act?
Okay.
I don't know. I want him to murder the pussy. Now, I think it's like when you have really good sex and it's called beating up the pussy, like this whole area gets really swollen and fat and it hurts.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So that's like the beat up.
Listen. Aggressive sex can be painful, and I'm okay with that. But we have to stop marketing that as normal sex. Why are you trying to beat me up? Why are you trying to murder me? I want to be very, very clear. The language by which we talk about sex in Black communities is disturbing. We talk about, oh, I'm finna beat it up. I'm going to shoot up the club. I'm going to murder the pussy. Why are we using violent language to describe an intimate act?
Okay.
I don't know. I want him to murder the pussy. Now, I think it's like when you have really good sex and it's called beating up the pussy, like this whole area gets really swollen and fat and it hurts.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So that's like the beat up.
Listen. Aggressive sex can be painful, and I'm okay with that. But we have to stop marketing that as normal sex.
I see exactly what she's talking about.
Why?
Okay, I understand where she's coming from. And I'm going to be honest and say this. Usually, when it comes to the communication of anyone, when we're speaking on a certain topic or a certain thing, usually it's going to be delivered to a person who's going to understand where you're coming from. If a person comes from a different lifestyle, or they're out here living a certain way, or they're used to a certain environment, when they deliver what they're trying to explain to you, they're going to tell you on your level. And sadly to say, violence is the level of a lot of people in the Black community. I mean, it's sad to say, but I think it's very honest. I remember posting this actual article on my Instagram page. You guys make sure you go and follow me on Instagram at Katie Talk 101 as well. Okay, so I posted this, and a young gentleman said, let me see if I can find this. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, this guy, he said some stuff that made a lot of sense, and I'm gonna go to the comment that he said so I can quote him exactly, because he said something that really made a lot of sense dealing with this topic here. Okay, so his name is King Ashy Zoe. I believe that's his name. And let's see. So he ended up saying something. Okay, so Zoe, he ended up saying the worship of death is popular in the Black culture. That need to be addressed first. So yeah, he ended up saying that, and just like I just said, people are going to speak on things and deliver it in a way where you will understand it. It's just like the way a person teach a kindergarten versus the way they would teach a college student is two different things. They could be talking about the same subject, but they're going to deliver it to where the person can understand it. And when people say stuff like beat it up and murder the P, those are languages that are, unfortunately, a lot of people in the Black community are they're actually comfortable with using terms like that. And it's something that needs to be addressed. Like the guy said, like Zoe said, you know, the popular in the popular topics like murder and just violence, that's very popular amongst the Black community. So just relaying that same violence to a sexual act is very normal. You know, it's very normal. It's just like when two Spanish people, or you know, two people that are, let's see, African, they have their own language. Caucasians, they have their own language. We have our own language, and unfortunately, it includes violence. So whenever they're kind of having their sexual talk or their sexual language, you know, it sounds like violent stuff, because usually that's stuff that we relate to. But that's a whole nother topic, as far as to why do we relate to violence so much and so comfortably. So I think that was a good topic right there, and I think it's probably something that could piggyback on some other topics perhaps in the future. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this one here, and I'm going to get off into my last topic. You guys make sure when you come in, hit that thumbs up and all of that. Make sure you share, sub to the channel so you won't miss all of the breaking stories over here at Katie Talk 101. Okay, so this story is about Saucy Santana. So he had a interview, it looks like. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it looks like Saucy Santana, he ended up having an interview with someone named Fly Guy DJ. Shout out to him. And most definitely shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for coming with this. So Saucy said that when he ended up coming out as bisexual, he said it was still girls trying to get at him. And he like, girl, I'm gay, leave me alone. So listen to what Saucy had to say.
I had came out.
Okay,
I came out when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
I
were you living in Florida at the time?
Yeah, I was living in Florida at the time. So I was 17. I think it was like I was in the 11th grade when I came out. So when I first came out, I came out as like bisexual to kind of like just break the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And girls were still trying to talk to me. And so I was just like, okay, like, bro, I'm gay, leave me alone. Yeah, I was like 17. I had came out. What was back then? Was it MySpace? No, it was Facebook.
Facebook.
It was on Facebook. I had made like a little post,
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh yeah, I'm bisexual. It's my birthday."
And you did that on your birthday.
I did it on my birthday, and so of course, like it's all buzzed. And my mom was like, "What you put on Facebook?" I'm like, I just tell everybody it is what it is. I came out when I was 17.
Mm-hmm. And were you living in Florida at the time?
Yeah, I was living in Florida at the time. So I was 17. I think it was like I was in the 11th grade when I came out. So when I first came out, I came out as like bisexual to kind of like just break the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And girls were still trying to talk to me. And so I was just like, okay, like, bro, I'm gay, leave me alone. Yeah, I was like 17. I had came out. What was back then? Was it MySpace? No, it was Facebook.
Facebook.
It was on Facebook.
Okay, so yeah, he said he came on out the closet. He said that he was bi first, I guess, to crack the ice. And I can remember back in high school having a really close friend, and he's gay and everything. But I can remember he actually came out and said he was bi or whatever. But I'm like, I know him for a long time. I know he never messed with girls. So when they're really young like that, sometimes they will come out as bi and then they just creep on out and be like, I'm fully gay. But it probably was still some girls attracted to him, even though he carries himself on the softer side as a man. It's still no matter what it is you're into or what it is you do, it's going to be somebody that likes it. So yeah. So the girls were still trying to get at Saucy, and he like, no, I don't do fish. So he had to let them know, I'm all the way gay. I'm gonna just come all the way out the closet. He just kind of peeked his head out, and then when he got comfortable, he just came on out. So yeah, it looked like he was comfortable with himself, and he just popped on out with it and everything. So yeah, I just think when you be yourself, you just feel better when you be yourself. That's what I think. And let's see. Okay, so this is kind of old news, but I guess I'm gonna talk about it anyway because I haven't talked about it just yet. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys were there on Christmas when the whole debacle took place on Conscious TV YouTube channel. Shout out to Conscious TV. Shout out to Wiley. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Mob Radio. Who I was up there? Mob Radio, Armand Wiggins, Unwind with Tasha K. They all went on Conscious show to have some straightening. So yeah, a whole lot of straightening ended up taking place and everything. And stuff got real spicy up there. It got so spicy. I have a longer version of the video, so let me get off into it. Let me find it. You guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this video out. Show me some love. Share it out. Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let me find this. Here we go, right there. Okay. That should be it. Girl, let me find this damn video. Where is it at? Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's it. Okay, let me play this because so I don't know if you guys, was pretty familiar with a lot of the things that were said as far as Wiley having things to say about Mob Radio, and she responded to a lot of certain things and stuff like that. So it looked like stuff came to a head over here on Conscious TV. So yeah, they had a whole lot of straightening going on. Shout out to the Migos for straightening. Okay, let me get rid of this one. And it looks like they had a lot of straightening going on over here in Mob Radio. Miladro had a lot of things to say to Wiley about this situation. So I'm going to let you guys hear this, and then I'm going to give my opinion about that. Okay, let me make sure I'm at the beginning of the video.
He up here playing dumb. He understand what everybody is telling him. I don't even always agree with Tasha, but Tasha ain't said nothing wrong. He don't know loyalty. Oh, you here? You don't know loyalty. You done set up out your mouth and said Tasha done been this, that, and the third for you. But instead of you being able to take a simple suggestion and her asking you not to do a particular thing, you're going to do it anyway. Because you don't care about how you get attention. You just care about getting it, period. And that's why you're going to end up on the island by your dumb ass self looking crazy when it's all said and done, because you have to learn how to honor people. You antagonize and you pick. You misconstrue shit, and then you be having it ass backwards when you call yourself getting up and relaying the fucking information. So that's why you're in the situation that you're in now. You can try to play dumb and act like you don't understand what they saying. The whole thing with her and Cardi B don't have nothing to do with what happened between y'all. Because she came to you personally and said, don't do this, or could you not do this? And what you tell her? You told her that you wouldn't do it. Now, you're supposed to be a grown-ass man. If you changed your mind, then you should have let her know. Not blindside her by getting your ass up on YouTube and doing some more antagonizing, nitpicky-ass shit. The same way you set your ass up here and said my name when I don't have shit to do with none of this.
Well, again, I can already right to say that name and
no. That's what you're gonna end up with right now.
That's with Tory Lanez and stuff like that. You'll still be trying to suck on his dick to get a podcast, okay? I'm gonna continue.
You literally be talking out of your neck. You don't even know what you're talking about. You literally don't even know what you're talking about.
Continue to do what I do on my own.
Continue to do what you do, and that's why you're gonna be looking crazy right now.
That's what makes
right now.
It is what
right
it is.
now.
You would agree what I
let
do.
My trending topics be one that matter.
That's you.
Let it matter.
But
literally, everything that you do is in vain. You was public. And it didn't have to be all of this.
We need you, Pastor.
You are so willfully ignorant.
Keep getting on the We need you, Pastor.
You are so fucking slow.
That is your decision. That's how you feel.
Every decision is my decision. And you are fixing.
Oh, shout out to Coco. Appreciate you out there doing your moderator thing. You go back to this beginning, honey. No, not the beginning. Right here where it got a little disrespectful right there. Let's see.
No. That's what you're going to end up with right now.
That's with Tory Lanez and stuff like that. You'll still be trying to suck on his dick to get a podcast, okay? I'm going to continue.
Oh, my God. I'm going to stop you right there. Okay. So, Wiley, I fool with you. I've been on your show and all that. I respect you, but that situation right there, I can't respect you talking to a woman like that, a married woman at that. And why, Wiley? Why would you feel like that she would have to do sexual favors to get on a podcast with Tory Lanez? There's a lot of YouTubers out here that have caught the attention of celebrities. As you guys know, Nicki Minaj and Tasha K, they have a rapport. There was some discussions of her going over there with Nicki. Would you say that Tasha K did sexual favors to get Nicki to consider her coming on her Queen Radio? Would you consider that? Yeah. She said Wiley lived up to his name. Wow. Yes. He did, Coco. He lived. The wild side came out on Christmas. It got real wild. It got spicy. It got smoky. It was lit. But why would you feel like a person have to do sexual favors in order to get opportunities like that? And I think, I'm not trying to reach, but I'm going to say this. That's actually comparable to if a person was an up-and-coming entertainer, actor, rapper, whatever. That's like you guys saying every entertainer out here had to do sexual favors in Hollywood in order to get where they're going. And, it's rumors out here like that. Some people do actually make it on their personality and their pure talent. And it's possible for Tory to actually want her on his podcast. I don't know if it's going to be a podcast or not. I think that's still up in the air. I don't know for sure. But she's a talented young lady. And he noticed her talent and he wanted to give her an opportunity. And I think the other person that was going to be on there on the podcast that Tory is trying to put together, I think is DJ Academics, if I'm not mistaken. But Tori is a rapper. So for you to say she trying to do sexual favors to him to get this, come on. Like, people make it on their pure talent too, Wiley. And Coco said, yes, I was watching and drinking during, girl, that live was lit. And you know what, Coco? I caught it the very next day. I didn't see it that night because, I was a little passed out on Christmas because, I had a little fun and stuff. And so yeah, I just think people actually make it on their pure talent. So it was very disrespectful for you to say that, Wiley. It was very disrespectful. I'm gonna let this video continue. Check it out.
Talking about. You literally don't be knowing what you're talking about.
Continue to do what I do on my platform.
Continue to do what you do, and that's why you're gonna continue looking crazy right now. Right now.
It is what it is. You will agree what I do.
Let my trending topics be ones that matter.
That's you.
Let it matter. Literally, everything that you do is in vain. You're pushing. And it didn't have to be all of this.
We need you, Pastor.
You are so willfully ignorant that it's insane. You are so fucking slow.
That is your decision. That's how you feel.
Every decision is my decision. And you are fixated on me. And you're fixated on what I got going on when you need to be focused on what you're doing.
I'm doing
Don't
content.
worry about my commentary on celebrities when I do celebrity commentary.
You restrict my lives for your on station. So
I don't give a fuck. And what, nigga?
All that time.
And what, nigga? Nothing. So like the fuck I said, you need to learn how to be loyal. You need to learn how to listen. And you need.
That is so true. He do need to learn how to be loyal and listen, because one thing about it, if you're dealing with a emotional person that moves on emotion, which sometimes, Wiley, I got love for you, honey, but sometimes you do move on emotion and stuff like that. You probably feel like, I've been out here working, grinding these YouTube streets, and maybe he feel like he's not where he's supposed to be. Wiley, you're not the only person that feel like that. It's a lot of people that put in a lot of work out here. Sometimes we feel like YouTube slowing our numbers down, YouTube taking away subscribers, giving them back, YouTube taking away views, allegedly. Sometimes we all go through that. Sometimes it seems like we could be on a build, like 1 month, you could have a month where you gain 150, 170 subscribers. The next month, you lucky if you probably get 100 or 50. Every month it's the same. This platform has its ups and it has its downs. But through it all, you just have to be willing to continue to put in the work. And another thing, yeah, and I think that was the end of that video, so I'm gonna stop that. So yeah, and another thing, I just think you not only have to be willing to be in a certain position for a minute, you have to be willing to grind, and you have to be willing to pay your dues. Some months you may have where, I gotta pay StreamYard this much a month, and then I'm paying for my thumbnail fee with this app, and then I'm over here on a Patreon, and I have this going on and that going on. Sometimes you may be overhead, but I think if you believe in yourself, you would sincerely put in the work. And I'm gonna say this: when it comes to certain topics and discussions, especially dealing with other YouTubers, that whole category can get very shaky when it comes to people actually doing commentary on other YouTubers. Those situations can get very shaky. Right, it was very emotional, but they were all coming at him pretty hard. Yeah, they was coming at him hard. That's why when I posted this video, and you guys go and check out the Big T Outtakes page. That's where I post a lot of my other content at. When I ended up posting this video, I ended up titling it. Let me see, what did I title this video? Okay, so I ended up saying My Radio Speaks to Wiley during a YouTube intervention. So yeah, Coco, I really feel like they were coming at him, but it was on a intervention level. I don't know if you guys probably had any family members that probably ever been on drugs, probably going through anything, any self-harming behavior or whatever. But when you really love someone, you will love them enough to sit them down. It looked like I'm skipping. Can you guys hear me out there? It looked like I'm dragging. I don't know. The internet is a little crazy. It's early. Hold on. Let me see. It looked like I'm dragging out there. Can you guys hear me? Put a 1 in the chat room if you can hear me. It looks like something is a little draggy. Yeah. It looks like something is a little draggy. Okay. It looked like it's back. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. It looked like it was skipping a little. But yes, this YouTube platform is, it's difficult. It's difficult. And I remember when I first started doing it, I remember one of my people that watched the video or whatever, he ended up saying that. He was like, good luck with your YouTube. He was like, it's very difficult. Let me go here. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. All right, so it looks like I'm starting to skip and everything. I want to skip on out before everything gets too bad. But yeah, you guys come through. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. I'm gonna try to most definitely go live probably later on today. I'm gonna try to get used to coming on camera and having the interaction or whatever. I know some people interact with you better when you're on camera. I don't know, but I'm gonna see how that works. Okay, she said, I hear you fine, but it freezes a little bit in the picture. Oh, okay. So the picture freezing up a little. That's what it is. Okay, so yeah, let me see if I can play this and see if y'all can hear this. Because I'm feeling like the whole live is skipping, but I'm not for sure. It's like this camera is tripping. Perhaps maybe I need to get a camera adjusted or something. I don't know. But let's see. I'm gonna play this.
You are so willfully ignorant that you get pain.
That is your decision. That's how you feel.
Every decision is my decision. And you are fixated on me. And you're fixated on what I got going on when you need to be focused on what you're doing.
I'm doing
Don't worry about my commentary on celebrities when I do celebrity commentary.
You restrict my line for your on station. So
I don't give a fuck. And what, nigga?
do that all that time.
And what, nigga? Nothing. So like the fuck I said, you need to learn how to be loyal. You need to learn how to listen. And you need to learn how to honor people. That's what you need to do.
I'm not going to
And
kiss
then
your
you
ass.
get defensive and start throwing out crazy shit. Now you don't like that young man accused you of being in an underage boy DMs, do you?
I'm not
You don't like that you just got accused of being in a minor DM.
Oh my God. Now I don't know. Oh, I ain't heard that. Now that's some tea right there. I'm gonna do some investigation on that. I don't know what that situation is about as far as the DM thing goes, but let's see here. Okay, she said it does sound fine. Great. It sounds good. Okay, let's see. Am I still skipping? Okay. Yeah, it looks like the picture is still skipping, and I don't want to be sitting here with my mouth wide open, like, and it catch you like looking crazy and all of that. Okay, but I think it was an intervention, and I'm gonna tell you why. Sometimes when people are kind of participating in some very harmful type of things, sometimes it could take some people around you that really sincerely care about you to sit you down and tell you, hey, you be doing this, you be doing that. That's not cool. So that's actually what ended up happening. If I'm not mistaken, I think there were a few people. Hello, welcome to the chat. Welcome. And I just think there were a few people from over there, that support Wiley, and I support Wiley too. But there were a few people who didn't like the fact that Conscious TV had, that platform going on, and they feel like Conscious was letting people, come at Wiley. But he was just saying, Wiley, sometimes he actually likes stuff like this, and no matter sometimes how you get the clicks and views, most of the time, if you're being negative, most of the time those clicks and views are gonna come and stuff. And people just are drawn to negativity out here. Sometimes they say they're not, but sometimes the same people who are the first people to jump down in the comment section and be like, why are you talking about this? No one wants to hear this. Okay, well, if no one wanted to hear this, then why are you the first person who came and commented? So sometimes people can be like really, really contradicting in the things that they do, in the things that they say. But most definitely negative. It seemed like the negative topics and the negative energy. It's just like a magnet for a big audience sometimes, and that's just how it is. So you're gonna see people out here every now and then, not every day, but every now and then, some people will do what they would call quote unquote controversial controversial things to keep their name in the algorithm, and it keeps the people talking about them. Sometimes it doesn't matter how they talking as long as they talking, I guess. So yeah, the negativity, it just floats and people are drawn to it. They drawn to it, everybody gets the clicks and the views when the negative stuff happens. And you can just tell. I mean, you guys go over there, check out Conscious TV in that live that happened on Christmas, and check out the views and the interactions and comments he got. So yeah, there was a whole intervention, and some people would say Conscious was wrong, but hey, it was a platform, and it was a lot of things that needed to be straightening out, and it happened over there on Christmas Day. So if you guys want to check out that video in its full entirety, make sure you go over there and support Conscious TV. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, the live did start kind of glitching and everything. I'm so glad you guys came to check me out this morning. I know it's still early, so if you come and check the playback, please make sure you thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and right here is actually my other page, Big T Outtakes and Playbacks. You guys make sure you go and sub to that channel, show us some love over there. I do maybe like one live a week over there, a few posts, just regular little short posts out of the week. So you guys make sure you go over there and check that out. And shout out to Big T Up Next for letting me use that page and everything. And I am signing out. Katie Talk 101.